The sneaker game. It's not the price you paid, but the heat you got. Where old sneakers become priceless, and yellowing on the bottom of a kick is a good thing. In a time where shoe endorsements can earn an athlete more than the game itself, sneakers have hit an all-time high.
I look at my collection as nothing because you always want more. So even though I got a ton of stuff, 100 posters, 400 Jordans, I still feel I don't have nothing because it could be 3 shoes I don't have. And I'm like, man, I ain't got nothing, yo. I got nothing.
DJ Word, a very successful club DJ, has one of Chicago's hottest sneaker collections. Being a collector for over 15 years, Word is not shy to tell it how it is. And what is number one?
Sneakers. Anything, I got full coverage on that car. Get that car. Something happened to one of these mics. It's like, no. It's like, man, you can get on a bus. You know what I'm saying? I got a skateboard. I got a bike. Man, something happens to the mic, man. It's like, I'll be like, man, I wish something would have happened to my car instead of happening to my mic, because, you know what I'm saying? You know? Irreplaceable, man. Irreplaceable.
With a passion shared by many and reflected on his collection, the sneaker game, or shoe game, whatever you call it, is one of fashion's hottest industries and one full of rich history.
Me being 36, back then 15 years ago, it was about who you liked. So me being from the west side of Chicago, I love Jordan. You know, being by Madison and Pulaski, he used to get his haircut at Price Barbershop. So we knew as little dirty ghetto kids, we knew Price was a preacher. He was a preacher that owned a barbershop, church. Anybody from Chicago on the west side, they know this. He had a church, then he had a barbershop across the street. So we knew if it's the middle of the day and Price is open, his windows are open, and he's cutting hair, if all of a sudden the door locked and the curtains closed, we knew Black was coming. That's what we call Mike Black. That's what they call him. That's his name, Black. So we knew that Mike was coming, that Black was coming. So the whole neighborhood was just like, oh my God, like we knew all Price closing the curtains, he locked the door. Man, Black coming. And whatever Mike was in, whether it was a Ferrari, a Lamborghini, or a Chevy Blazer, we're pulling the alley. And we would go in there and we would just crowd in front of the Price Barbershop. And this is my childhood adolescence.
The Jordan craze was so serious. Mike came out scoring 28 points a game, not only lighting up the NBA, but also the store shelves. The Nike Air Jordan 1 was the hottest selling basketball shoe, making Nike into the brand it is today. What if Adidas had matched that offer for Jordan's services?
I know Mike wore Converse in North Carolina. So did a lot of other ball players. And Bird, Magic had the weapons, the Converse weapons. Boston, LA. And Mike wanted to go another route, which was Adidas, which was just winning. Adidas was it. Adidas was just it. It was new. It was hot. Run DMC. You understand what I'm saying? This 84. Adidas. So Mike wanted to do the Adidas thing. For some reason, Adidas wasn't feeling Mike. For whatever happened, I wasn't there. I'm not old enough, that old to remember. But Adidas wasn't having it, yo. They was just like, we ain't giving you no shoe. We're not giving you a shoe. And Nike took a chance on this rookie. And it was certain things that just meant to be, where you had a new shoe and a new star, both about to explode. That's why you gotta kind of believe in faith, and you gotta believe in a higher being, because it was really meant to be. If you sit back and you know anything about sneakers, it was meant to be.
Converse had all the top basketball players, but Adidas in the early 80s was the in brand. With its strong influences in the hip-hop community and its effects on fashion, Mike was in love with Adidas. Mike went to the company before signing with Nike to see if Adidas could come close to matching the contract that Nike had offered. Unable to do so, Phil Knight and Nike got their man. Air Jordan was created.
My favorite Jordan is number 2. I'm going to tell you why. because a Nike without the logo on it with Italian leather. So like Nike, like, yo, how you gonna do a shoe? How you gonna make anything without a logo on it? How you gonna make Pepsi without the globe? How you gonna make Coke without the waves? And still sell it. So how are you going to make this shoe without the check on it? With Italian leather. Kids are gonna play outside in this shoe, in the alley, on the playground, on the blacktop. Guys are gonna run up and down hardwood with Italian leather shoe. It'll never work. Go ahead and do it, but we know it's not, it's gonna flop. So they did it, 87, that was it. Before we knew it, we took regular hard leather shoes and we transformed them into what today is what we consider high fashion, beautiful premium leather on a sneaker, all because of the number 2 joint. It's such a pivotal shoe.
Nike's optimism was right, as the Jordan 2 failed to outsell its predecessor, the Jordan 1. Mike was ready to leave Nike when a young Tinker Hatfield showed him the design for the Jordan number 3, the first with the air bubble and the Jumpman logo. Jordan instantly was sold, and soon after, so was America.
Tommy Giannakis. We're usually like Tommy 2 times, more or less. That's what people call me. Usually cop 2 pairs.
Tommy, an avid sneakerhead and creator-director of the Shoe Soldier group on Facebook, Tommy has been collecting sneakers for quite some time now.
2005 was really when I got into it. I mean, I always had a passion for shoes. I just really got into collecting them around 2005. Had a bunch of them, just gathering them. I wasn't even considering them being like worth money at the time. So I just really had a passion for it. Just because I like Jordan, he was my favorite player growing up. He was the best man alive, Who didn't want a Michael Jordan shoe as they were a kid? It's great.
For some time, getting a pair of Jordans was as easy as walking into the store, telling the clerk your size, and all of a sudden a fresh pair of J's was in your hands. But soon, it all came to an end.
The Concord release, that had to do it all for everybody. I mean, that was the iconic shoe for everybody to have back in the day. I mean, that was like one of my very first shoes growing up to have as a Michael Jordan. I mean, I can remember the very first shoe. I have it right here actually, but this isn't the very first shoe I had when I was a kid. I rebought it, of course, but the Concord really did it in for majority of the collectors out there. I mean, as soon as that released, I think sneakerheads came out of everywhere.
The Concord 11 came out scorching, selling out within seconds online and causing riots at local retailers. Soon after the historical release, shopping for Jordan shoes became a significant challenge.
It used to not be a big deal, I didn't really have a problem having to go get Jordans at the time. I just got the Jordans that I liked. Now it's becoming a trouble just to get any shoe that you really want. You would think that, first come, first serve, you get the shoes, but that's not what happened in that situation. I mean, they did a Twitter link. All this stuff is like based on online services, and I don't really like that, I mean, it used to be just going to the store, seeing the shoe, buying the shoe that you like.
With sneaker sales at all-time highs, the rush for certain kicks can get a little on the crazy side. Malls have started placing restrictions on stores selling these certain shoes, forcing these stores to implement some sort of system to ease the purchasing
Jimmy
process.
Jazz, pretty much a New York-based company, modeled after like the boutique stores that's in New York, spread throughout, and it's got 200 stores nationwide now, so we're the only store in Wisconsin. We go about selling shoes pretty much. It kind of depends on what the shoe is. It depends on the hype around the shoe, because the shoe game is getting a little crazy now. Most retro Jordans are highly anticipated, so those are usually raffled off, or we do wristbands for those. Same thing with the Foamposites. It's a little less crazy for the Foamposites in this location, but We still hand out wristbands for the phone posits. But anything that creates a buzz, we kind of just do first come, first serve. But if it's a heavily anticipated shoe, we go ahead and hand out tickets and or wristbands, or we raffle them off. But it's kind of what the mall dictates now, due to sometimes the violence that comes with the shoe game, and crowd control and stuff like that. So we kind of got to follow what the security wants us to do for everybody's safety.
When malls place these restrictions, how are the restrictions determined? And what shoes to get these pre-purchase restrictions?
Well, like limited release is kind of like the Area 72 All-Star Pack that came out a couple months ago. That's like a limited release that creates a lot of hype. Everybody's got to have that shoe. From the regular sneakerheads to the hype sneakerheads to the resellers. So it's a lot that comes with those type of releases. Now it's like the Superhuman pack that came out like this weekend, and then the signature superhero shoes that's gonna come out in the next couple weeks. Generally, it's one retro Jordan to 2 a month. That seems to be the trend right now. Sometimes, 3 or 4. We don't really count like the Team Jordans and stuff like that. Just the actual retro Jordans is what we signify as like probably a hype release shoe. Just because this is what the sneaker game is kind of just turned into now. So,
words normally spoken by a true sneaker veteran. A change that has been seen for the worse and a solution not on the horizon. The game will never go back to being the same.
What I mean by the sneaker game ain't what it used to be, or it's changed. It's not like it was when I was younger, where you could go to the mall the day they came out and just walk in, ask for your size, and you'd get the Jordan. It's just so much hype around them, and everybody wants the newest Jordan or LeBron. It's a lot of money involved in it, so once you attach money to it, and I can't knock the way that kids make their money. It's just that now, like, the people that are actual just collectors kind of get filtered out with the people that are the resellers, or people that just get tickets to resell tickets so they can get the shoe. I just feel like I'm kind of old school with it. If I'm a collector and I just want the shoe to wear, to actually rock, then it shouldn't be such a hassle to do. So it kind of waters it down a little bit, but I mean, it is what it is. We deal with it, and try to make sure that everybody that's actually going to wear the shoe is going to get the shoe, but with the craziness of it and us having to alter rules, and especially the violence that sometimes come with it in certain places, and you hear about kids dying over shoes, it's unfortunate. So they're going to make changes, and the security is going to make sure the consumers is safe, the actual employees is safe. So it starts to become a hassle, but I love sneakers, so it is what it is.
Passion and a love shared by many. The worst case scenario for any sneakerhead is the shoe they want, they covet, they need, sells out everywhere. What is the solution?
This is Overtime, one of Chicago's first sneaker consignment stores. Pretty much it's a hidden gem in the city of Chicago right now, as far as reselling shoes for a lot of people.
Overtime, a first of its kind consignment store, is meeting the needs of sneakerheads by making shoes otherwise difficult to find.
It's just really the business of reselling. We provide a service for the people. Those who can't, make it to the camp house, can't get on RSVP, you always have a second chance when you come here and just grab the shoe that you wanted from them when they first released on that Saturday.
Being very passionate about your work is a hard trait to find in an employee, but not here at Overtime. Work is fun.
Oh, it's love. Basically, I'm doing what I love. Previous jobs I was just doing it for a paycheck. This, honestly, I can say I'm doing it just for the love of what it is. I love shoes. I love dealing with people in different walks of earth. So it's like you got the clientele, regardless if it's the average Joe to the celebrities. It's just everything that I've always wanted to do.
So if you're a sneakerhead and you're looking to see some extraordinary heat and Chicago's around the corner, Overtime is where to go.
We're located Chicago, Illinois, on the West Loop. Address is 1021 West Lake. You can reach us by phone, 312-733-0221, or by Instagram, which is Overtime Space, full word, Overtime Space. You can also hit us up on the blog at overtimestore.tumblr.com.
At the Love My Kicks sneaker event, the Windy City's own shows why Chicago will forever be the house of Jordan.
My name's Luis Morales, CEO, founder of Love My Kicks. We do sneaker events and we keep people up to date as much as we can with customs and sneaker releases and things like that of that nature. I first found Love My Kicks when I was a little kid, watching Jordan, Iverson, things like that, and I hooped in them and all that stuff. So as me growing up, I started to realize, as being a sneakerhead, that we always get a bad rap. Like, because we want the latest kicks. People are like death over designer. They're shooting people. They're doing drive-bys. They're running your whole car into a Foot Locker just to get some J's. But they never ever say what we do outside of that or how we are. They try to make it sound like we're savages. And I like to do the sneaker events because it's something I love to do. I like to collect and also give back. So as me doing these events, I partner up with Souls for Souls, and they give back to third world countries. And I do a shoe drive on top of doing a shoe event. And it's a good turnout. We get a lot of donations, and I send them to Soul for Souls, and they actually send them to third world countries and things of that nature. And I'm just trying to change the face of sneakerheads.
Time has passed since the days of the sneaker gankings, but the perception of the violence is still very much present. Hopefully, with more young men like Lewis, the negative associated with the shoe game will soon be known.
Some people that's way up in corporate offices and things of that nature, it gives people an opportunity to actually get their hands on certain kicks that they weren't able to get because they had to work, or weren't able to get because money was tight at the time, or they weren't able to get because it's a long line and they were just late, and then also it gives people an opportunity to network and things of that nature. And then networking, that's even good too, because you create friends. They think that we just out here for the kicks, but we all like to socialize and gather and talk about all the way back from the old days, from Jordan to Barkley, to Ewing, to Grant Hill, when all those kicks were hot, and they're still hot to this day. So it gives everybody an opportunity to actually come into an atmosphere and be friendly and be cordial, not just always standing outside trying to fight to get in a line because they're trying to get that next Jordan, or they're trying to get that next exclusive Nike that only, it's 30 out of, so many pairs at this location. So it gives people a lot of opportunities just to actually come around and gather and just, socialize from a friendly standpoint.
I mean, pretty much, I saw something I wanted, something I needed. I got a pair back at home, so I said, I gotta have them again. I need another pair, so I had to do what I had to do to get them. It's something I had to get. I mean, I can't get them nowhere else right now. I saw somebody had them on, so I had to take them off his feet. That's just what I do. I mean, I purchased the fives, burgundy fives. I mean, they came out limited release back in, I believe, 05. I'm pretty sure it's 05. So I had a pair then. Back when I was in high school, I believe I was a senior that year. I loved them then, now I had to have them again. When you come to a place like this, you always can find stuff that you're not gonna find every day at a store. I mean, you're not gonna find no shoes from 2006 inside a Foot Locker or inside of a Champs or inside of a Finish Line. But when you come to a place like this, you got people personal collections coming out. You can barter back and forth, as you just saw what I just did, and stuff like that. That's why I love places like this. Have fun, meet new people, meet sneakerheads that got the same passion for kicks like you got. That's what I do. That's how I do it.
At the Love My Kicks event, vendors rent a table, set up, and go about their business. Whether it be by trade or sale, deals are definitely being made. Not only do sneakerheads willing to deal benefit from the table, but businesses also looking to advertise to sneakerheads benefit from such an event.
We're here at the Love My Kicks event over here in Elgin, Illinois. My name is Dylan DeJesus. I'm from DeJesus Customs. We're a customizing sneaker business located here in Chicago, Illinois. Typically what we do is we take authentic Jordans, Nikes, basically any sneaker, and we customize them to how the person wants them, whether it's based off of a sports team, a specific colorway that they like. We do a lot of painting and airbrushing, and we just switch up normal shoes to new customers' wants and desires.
With sneaker popularity at an all-time high, having a custom pair of sneaks can sure set you apart. How long have customs been part of the game?
The history of customizing sneakers, I'd say it's been around for about 10 years. The person who I know has been doing it one of the longest is a guy by the name of Mosh. He's located in New York, and he's definitely one of the best. He's one of the pioneers. He's still killing it. That's somebody I look up to. I can honestly say him and El Capi were some of the first guys I saw do it, and that's who got me interested.
With all the hype and history, what type of business does De Jesus Customs do?
The hype around the Yeezys, since people don't want to pay outrageous prices for Yeezys, they'll come and get whether it's the solar colorway, the platinum colorway from the Yeezy 2s, or go back to the Yeezy 1s from '08 with the tans, the Zens, and the Blinks. Get some of those colorways on different shoes, whether it's Jordans, LeBrons, anything. People are just general fans of those colorways.
Where can someone get info on De Jesus Customs?
Yeah, definitely. You can check me out at www.dejesuscustoms.org. And you can check me out on Instagram, DDejesus6. And those are my two main forms of contact on there. My email's on both, and that's pretty much the easiest way to get in contact with me and where you'll be able to see the majority of my work.
With such a successful event, it could be a big possibility that shoe events become the future of shoe shopping.
These can be the future if you make it a comfortable atmosphere. It can blow up and be huge. So, and like I said, SneakerCon Dunk Exchange, they got that. They do that. They're big, they're huge. They get the crowds, they get the heat, they get the stuff that people are trying to get. If you go to a shoe event where you have actual people that know how to handle themselves, it's a fun, friendly environment, and people want to be around it. And then you got the music, you got the DJ. If he's doing good, the whole atmosphere is a nice flow. You might have a couple giveaways, you might have a couple trays, things like that. As long as everything is warm and comfort and there's no danger and nobody feels like it has to be dangerous, I think sneaker events can really take off, because it's huge right now.
With all the networking, the great prices, the exclusive hard-to-find sneakers, it's easy to see the benefits of such an event and the necessity.
I think this is really necessary to ease some of the hostility and some of the violence to having shoes available to buy and sell and trade than just having them come out one time, or they might do one restock after that, and then after that you can't get it no more. But then you got people that want to do it just to do it as far as resell it. Then you got people who, they liked it, they didn't like it when they got it, and they just want to get rid of it. So you have different point of views. Like today, we had a lot of people who were selling for more than retail. We had a lot of people who were selling at retail. And then we had a lot of people that were like, okay, well, I'll take a loss because I really don't like this shoe. So you get people from all avenues, and that's what's necessary, because you might find that one person that missed out on the shoe, and this person doesn't mind taking a loss, and then he doesn't want to pay more than the resale value, so it's like a win-win situation, depending on if you talk to the right person. You never know you can come around. I had a guy today got some Countdown Pack Carmine 6s for $40. Nothing wrong with them. A little crease here and there and some yelling on the bottom. I took him right over to my Soul Restoration guy, Soul Restored Pierre. He said, $95, I'll get them brand new looking clean for you. Sometimes some people just don't want to deal with the hassle of trying to wait on that money. They just want to get rid of it. So it all depends on who the right person is at the right time. And that's why sneaker events are always great for us.
With all the heat that's out there, it's never been a better time to be a sneakerhead. So go out and get yourself a pair of kicks. Till next time, enjoy.